The invention of the airplane. The 20th century was dominated by many significant developments and technological advances. Right at the start of it was the defining moment when the American Wright brothers flew the first ever powered aircraft. This historical moment took place on December 17, 1903, in Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, USA. That dream of flying did not start there, though. More than a century before the Wright brothers' revolutionary invention, there were hot air balloons, wings strapped to arms, and kites mounted on sticks to create a kind of glider effect. But it was Wilbur and Orville Wright who were the first to ever use a sustained and controlled heavier-than-air powered flight. They took 4 cracks at it, and the longest recorded flight that day was 259 meters in 59 seconds. Hard to imagine now, but think about this. Only 10 years earlier, in 1893, the first gasoline-powered car had just been introduced to the world. The evolution of transportation was thriving. The world's first commercial airline flight, a small 2-passenger plane, basically a flying boat, took place on January 1, 1914 in Florida. Flying from St. Petersburg in one part of the state to Tampa in another part, 27 kilometers away, took just 23 minutes and paved the way for today's transcontinental flights. The airline made 2 flights daily, 6 days a week, and a ticket cost $5. That was a big spend in those days. Airplanes then went on to play a huge role in World War I, as their fighting ability became clear. In April 1924, 4 airplanes set off from Washington, USA, with 8 Army Air Service pilots to complete the first ever circumnavigation of the globe by air. Amazingly, and much to their own surprise, they all successfully completed the trip 175 days and 27,550 miles later. The aviation industry was unstoppable. Fast forward almost 100 years later to 2019. Let's just put COVID aside for the moment, where approximately 4.5 billion passengers took 42 million flights worldwide. Wow! That is some carbon footprint. On that very subject, the aviation industry's most recent goals are to create more environmentally friendly, quieter, cheaper airplanes that will release fewer harmful emissions. Let's hope they work on those cues at check-in whilst they're at it. A few interesting aviation facts to finish. It is estimated that the odds of dying in an airplane crash are 1 in 9,821, compared to 1 in 114 in a car crash. That is equal to 1 fatal accident per 16 million flights. So there. Nothing to fear. Start packing your suitcase. The busiest airport in the world is Guangzhou Baiyun in China, serving around 43 million passengers annually. The Wright brothers, though clearly very intelligent, both attended high school but did not receive diplomas. Amelia Earhart is the most famous woman in the world of aviation, after becoming the first female pilot to fly solo across the Atlantic Ocean in 1932. Sadly, she lost her life attempting to circumnavigate the globe in 1937.